the marvellous, the effervescent, the brilliant Mr. Will Stevenson!
Hello. Thank you, Rob, for that very, 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 very lovely introduction. However, I'm still not convinced that you're not trying to kill me. Robert Steventon is trying to kill me. I think he believes our surnames are too suspect. He wants to be the only poet laureate of Stephen Summit. Why did I acquire this strange desire? He's fucking everywhere. I have met this man on the street more times than you can number. I don't have his mobile saved, though I feel I could muster him into existence by sheer willpower. All I would need to do is think hard enough and his rhyme sayer would appear from nowhere. He eats the same food as me. In Bondabus, munching vegan Indian treats whilst I queued for a seat. At Manchester's music school, he always seems out for a fag as I walk right past. Added to all that, we've got mutual mates in the form of Jay Chambers. Just so happens he worked alongside one of Manny's best rappers. And then I'm at the ice rink filming the game, and Robert appears with beers in hand. His eyes hold malice. Fake surprise as he meets my eyes. We must stop bumping into each other like this. As I go to embrace him, I feel something sharp. I pull away dead quick before he can stab it to my still beating heart. I reckon he's fed up with my constant pestering, but I'm still here, been an open mic of what feels like years. I'm sure you're equally fed up with these ramblings. But each time I've met our Rob out on the streets, I've asked him, mate, go on. Give us 10 minutes up, please. Broke hipsters. Full fiercely independent like a coffee shop's. Full fiercely independent like it's Brewdog. Homeware like village fair t-shirts or vintage fair support independent art, they say, while throwing away a Starbucks cup because it was the only thing closed. Well, that's a lie. But artisans are fiver. Nero's free on Tuesdays and Brett's got a fag area. And none of that means they aren't sincere, but the duplicitous nature might see him cancelled on Twitter. Listen here, it's hard to be a broke hipster. Loads to admit it, but I know you love a trip to Urban Outfitters. Can't roll the fag between them, so he buys a 20 pack every other day. If he could stop being that way, maybe they could afford indie veggie fajitas. Hitting up sales and walking past people. Friday night and veganism's out the window in favour of a beer brewed with fish guts. Drugs up his nose without a thought for how they got there. It's not the fairest of trades. Recycle your trash, but don't worry about separating that. Can't afford many bags. Constantly banging out on about how you should be conscientious to a T, and I mean it, because this poem is about me. You should be conscientious to a T. Have you seen the Rwanda crises? Have you joined your local Labour Party or your Green one? Depends where your preferences side. Have you done it? Have you donated much recently? Have you stopped to speak to somebody? Have you given more than 5 fucking p? Have you done it? You should be all of these things. You should be conscientious to a T, but I mean it. Please don't be that conscientious. I don't want you to be more conscientious than me. Has anybody been in town recently? Been to Manchester today? The last couple of days, yeah? Fantastic. Been in Market Street. It's fucking horrible, isn't it? Another day down Market Street, another fucking mad thing to see. A man denying the credible lie of your street side silence. Whilst he drags on a fag. Flicks through Twitter before packing his bags. Down the road, a toad utters oaths. Nasty mental gymnastics. From constantly hating atheist baiting for this he was forsaken Christians from Texas. Who flew overseas to tell this city it was living in sin. Didn't expect the welcome party. Man crowd bellowed over the microphone, all racism faith. A flat cap, typical definition Tav told him, none of that, not here. We've got the village. And I thought, fucking hell, look at this hard fucker using his straight privilege. PCSOs catching foes, wily criminals. Don't know what he were in cuffs for, but I couldn't help laughing at the goal of him asking the big bold officer, hey mate, you got a lighter? Market Street megaphones where champagne supernovas meet traditional Africana by way of Kanye's Gold Digger, punctuated by tram horns as he shouts out, we want prenup, we want prenup. His singer tells us his dreams will never die. Street dancing troubadours, Bards of the North and Chaytar covers the songs from Taylor Swift make me so proud of this melting pot city where we do more than exist and live vibrantly, love, always respect, because we are believing, positively scheming, bursting, grinning with sights at the sides we see every day in the city. We've got kindness on the streets. Down Crossers we've got culture, we've got punk in Drublic, and we've got more than you or I could ever be individually. Thanks. down a bit. My dad's turning 50. When he was 15, he lived 5 minutes from Donington, but he couldn't afford to visit the festival that played his favourites. Till I blagged my way in 20 years later, for free, like, how? He drove 2 hours to drop me off. The festival was the first time I got high, and looking back I think of him with a fag in hand. He quit when I arrived. And the world, I wish it would let him think of his art more seriously, because his drawings, rare as they were the first time I saw someone create something. When he started this, I told him it was comedy. I'm sorry, Dad, it's poetry. When I see kids out by the Ritz on the pile of the vehicle fumes by the tunnel in Gorilla, it reminds me of the cross-county drives that we take together. Play tunes on the aux plugged into a cassette player, amazing creations. I didn't know cars and I still don't, but when a new ride arrived in my life, I was accustomed to say, will it let us play? And of course, somehow or another, they all did. We talked politics and performance. He told me I was him at my age. He looked a bit like Morrissey, way flyer than me. And I'd seemed kind of cool. I'd have liked to meet him before becoming him. But the booze made him a little big, and he quit the fags, but his daily prescribed special brew still manages to do that to you, even if you think you're invincible. And I could see the same thing happening with me. I see myself in the adult Rick every day. At 13, I loved his laid-back attitude. Saw it as a cool dad, and I guess it was, but the toxicity of the masculinity, even in this idol, persists. So we got to look around and make sure we're checking everybody, even the ones you love, and the ones you think could not possibly be like this. Cleaning and cooking was exclusive for Andrea. She never protested until she did, but the 2 bottles of wine at night made life's problems subside. And the car rides changed from football to rock to metal to university to hip hop, and I suppose they don't visit as much as I'd like. 5 hours away, and it still kind of hurts, but now I'm on a salary and I got my own life, got a girl that I quite like to make into my wife, and I'm still smoking equally but drinking less. Suppose I see that history repeats whether you like to admit it to yourself or not. At 23, I will try to engage more and make a change. But for now, I'm just willing to stay and see how my dad copes with age. Cheers. Sex.
Yeah.
Sex is a club night. 808s and overpriced booze consumed till euphoria uses you as a vessel for her excesses. Sex is of course intercourse, into love, into toilet, into lust, into bed. Handcuffed naked to your darkest desires. Ride them with me and spit in their faces. Admire. Certain freedoms without in the reach of all 3 prisons. Strobe lights, fairy lights, white lines. Alcohol lewd consumed to spark my brain. I sound the loon, inane chatter, babble, little dabbles, haggles with hazy hilarity. Body on body, breast rests on my chest, eyes wider than the bougiest dinner set. No clue what happens next, but I am glued to you, thinking through lines from thigh to toe. My favourite legs deservedly worshipped with little kisses. Both extremities twitch in the locked tomb in which, when nothing else resides except the meat in the 2 simmering minds primed to explode outward at any moment. Daydreaming of building a hotel inside of you. Dragonflies soar around your adorned purple lips, chirping, kiss, kiss, kiss. And to follow their wishes, I push my tongue into your skull and taste blood drenched in spit. Even simple unilateral moments seem to admit the living proof that we are alive in this moment. Beauty refuses to catch, leave me capsized, endeavour is snatched by scratches on my thigh, clawing into the abysses. The parts unseen except through full screen, you see full screen in brightest HD. The fabrics of my desire take them off. Look at you wearing me, look at me wearing you. Take another hit and rolling off the bed and right back into it, like I am into you. Physically, emotionally, make me scream before you, forget all I have seen of the world, for in this moment I am wholly yours, injected with green and white and pink insides, silk garments and piles of mismatched fiction, spines worn down on populist filler, cocaine lies on Lord of the Flies, we weren't grown enough to govern. The needle drops on deep Davis cuts, the vinyl lied next to darkness. The composites of love, lust and nostalgia, sex, drugs and a future that screams, heal me, please heal me with your body. I don't want to read off my phone cold, so I feel like the tablet is makes it just a little bit more professional. I can't read my own writing, so I can't use a book. One more. So. Is it caffeine shakes or a cocaine come down? I can never tell with you because you're a city boy. Use it on a daily while halfway trying to cut out coffee for green tea. Unsuccessfully. Baggy in your blazer, sniffing in the toilets after your extra strong Americano, your egg toast and avocado. It's all sweet though because you cut out meat, yo. On Tuesdays. Every other week. You live a lifestyle that's trendy while pouring shit into your body daily. Every day you're in the office at 8 to 8, 4 breaks for brunch and lunch and brew and tea, and each of them come with a couple of keys to keep you going. I mean, the US office called at 5:30. I'd already been to the gym, thank God I'm just so busy all the time. Now I think I've forgotten how to be tired. Wow! Hashtag motivated. Hashtag gym. Hashtag sourdough. Tickets to United at the weekend. I don't like the footy really. The thrill for me is in the free Prosecco and the premium seats. Leaving the house each morning with a coloured tie to show that you've got a fun side. You look like 2004 Tony Blair. You like Thai food, you give when there's a typhoon. You're a good guy, so there's no problem voting Tory. It just means you care more about your pocket than some geezer on the sidewalk. City boy's got it all figured out. He's got his city girl and they'll have a city child. All you need to do is be a player, think good thoughts, drink good water, and greatness will come. If you're rich and you're white and you're straight, then greatness will come. But one day it might all fall down, so what's left with the attitude there when it all goes down? Are they down to help when the job goes away and you can't forget the life of luxury and the gym memberships start to expire and the credit cards start to pile up? So when does the cocaine stop being fun and start to be a problem? I think it's when poor people do it. That's what we've been taught. See, being born on a council estate means my drug use is different to yours. Less Wolf of Wall Street, more wolves at the door.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, pros and cons, am I right in saying what a marvellous way to start the night? The brilliant Will Stevenson, another massive round of applause, please!